Greetings, nerds, geeks, and gamers of all kinds. Nathan Nerdarchy here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. We are playing Episode 5, Part 2 of my Hold in the Moridanes campaign. With me I have a set of adventurers. We have Jeff playing Silverthorn, Sean playing Kinnaid Dunadan, Gambit playing... Ben playing Gambit, and Rick playing Bard. Bard, you've checked about behind you about twice now, and Silverthorn, you hear ahead of you a scraping of a sword out of the sheath. Gambit, you hear behind you the chittering of voices that you believe to be goblins.
Stop moving, draw an arrow, and wait for something to come in front so I can see whether I should shoot it or not.
Okay. So the path started to bend, and around both of the bends coming towards you, you see the shadowy forms of goblins. Many of them have swords, and some of them are carrying big knotted ropes.
From in front or both front and behind?
When you turn around, you see them in the back behind you as well.
All right, let the new group know that we're basically in a crossfire.
Yeah. And when you say something, you hear the goblins start in their raspy and squeaky voices shouting, "Get them, kill them, capture them!" For those who understand Goblin.
Well, then I'd like to fire my bow.
Okay, so we'll do initiative.
It's a 7 for Gambit.
Ooh, roll off. Well, mine was an 8, but I have to subtract 1. I don't know if we have to do a roll off then.
Well, your bad dex will be. Wait, do you have jack of all trades yet?
Yes.
Okay, you do get to add half your proficiency to your initiative roll.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Awesome.
Yep.
I got an 8 as opposed to a 7. Sorry.
There you go. All right, I have a 13 and a 6.
Yeah, we put our rolls in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
It'll go Jeff, Sean, your 13, then myself and Ben, and then your 6.
All right. Sounds good. So 2 of you, 1 of me, and then 2 of you and 1 of me again. All right. That sounds good. That'll work out. All right, so started off. Silverthorn, you were ready to rock.
Okay. We double check something. Yeah, I'll cast, as a bonus action, I'll cast Hunter's Mark on the nearest goblin and shoot my bow at him.
Okay.
Spell slot. 20.
That'll hit.
Oh, there's my dice. Ooh, nice. This will be 15 points of damage.
Whoa! Oh, he's dead. Where did you hit him?
Probably right between the eyes.
All right, you slam him in the forehead, and he goes right down, crumples in the front of the ranks. All right, next up.
Well,
Yeah, I think it's too early in battle to shout anything.
well, seeing Silverthorn go into action means it's time to fire the light crossbow and see if I can duplicate the effect. Does a 16 hit,
Oh yes.
7 damage.
All right, that one falls as well.
Ah!
What did you do to him?
Oh, I didn't have as artistic a shot as Silverthorn. Now, some of the, we can't all be that good. So my shot was just caught the artery there in the neck. You know.
He
The check.
he
Yeah,
cuts.
that carotid, jugular, one of those.
He clutches his throat and falls into the side of the dirt tunnel, collapsing some of the dirt on him.
And I guess, and so instead of movement, can I reload instead of movement?
You can reload. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. The goblins in front. Who's in front? We've got Kinney, Silverthorn. Are you guys in front, or is Gambit next to Silverthorn?
I'm behind because I noticed the group from the back, so I'd be in the back with Bard.
Okay.
I think.
So basically, let's say we've got
Silverthorn.
Bard and Gambit in the back, Kinney and Silverthorn in the front.
Yes.
Okay. So the goblins up in front of you, some of them have taken these knotted ropes, and they're trying to throw them over top of Kinney and Silverthorn.
I don't want that.
Does a 15 hit you, Silverthorn?
Yes, it does.
Okay. You have a really stanky, ugly-looking, terrible craftsmanship rope has just been netting has just been thrown over top of you. Can you make a DC? Oh, I guess on your turn, can you make a DC 10 strength check to try and free yourself?
When we get around to it, yeah.
Yeah. So just to keep you in mind, or you can try and cut it. So those are the two things you can do to try and get out of the net. Okay.
Did I have time or did Moonclaw have a chance to get off of my shoulder and fly away before he...
Yes. Yeah. I'll have that be a thing. It flapped away and got off of you. All right, those two attacks did not. So you have two nets thrown your way, but you smack them out of the air or dodge to the side to get away from them. And then you have two goblins with spears poking over top of those two shoulders, but they do not seem to connect. They just seem to threaten both of you as they get shoved towards your face. And you hear again, you all hear the chittering and squealing of goblins. And you hear them say, "Get them for Scary Man." And Gambit and Bard, you're up.
All right. I have a question. Can
Sure.
I move to silver and then cast a spell and use my bonus action to pull the net off of her? Or does that count as a... If not, I have a plan either way. If I can do it that way.
It says you need to take your action to like wrench it off of them, because it's not just like it's a weighted net, so there's like rocks at the end and it's like thrown over top of them, and basically if it hits, it's over top of them. So they have to be cut out, or they have to be like, you have to get it all off of them.
All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm still going to move up and tell Gambit to move with me when he gets a chance, Kenny. Then I'm going to spin around and cast Fairy Fire on the group behind us.
Okay. All right. 3 of them are all light. One of them with a net, and the other 2 with spears.
All right. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to spin around and face them and yell, "Who's first for the bucket?" and show them my bucket.
So, upon getting the fairy light all aglow on them, some of them react violently. They don't like these things chasing after them, and they'll definitely be easier to hit with how they're doing it. They don't seem to recognize what you say, but they see you yelling at them and brandishing some bucket-like object, and they are very cautious. You can see some of them flinch when they see this object held before them. What'd you say, Bard?
I said that'll end my turn then.
Okay. Gambit.
Okay. He's going to stand confidently to kind of block off the corridor. And what's the distance between us and the rear group there?
About 20 feet, max.
Okay, so
More like 15, 20 feet.
I'm going to wade right into it and attack one of the ones that's holding the net.
Okay.
That's got the fairy fire on it.
The one with fairy fire? All right. You get advantage.
Okay. That's going to be a good roll. 17 plus. I didn't even need my plus, do I?
17
But
hits.
it's-
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Okay. 7 damage.
All right. How did that one die?
Pierced through and through with the war pick.
All right. You impale it on it. It crumples and slides off of your pick.
I'll just look menacingly at the rest.
Okay. All right. The set that is in the back goes. Okay, Bard. Two of them that kind of shrunk away from you from your talk and brandishing this object at them. One of them does manage to huck a net your way and cover you with it, but I feel like it's going to be very difficult to do with a bucket. So, I'm going to say it's covered you, but not as wholly as it has Silverthorn. And there's one of the other ones with the spear. Looks like it's not interested in attacking you, and it's kind of half-heartedly trying to strike at you with the spear. I don't think they were expecting the bucket. So Gambit, does a 16 hit you?
No, that's not going to hit.
All right. And Silverthorn, I definitely agree with you that it is kind of weird that a nimble elf is easier to hit with a net than a person in armor. But, there are some weird situations in which the Dungeons and Dragons system doesn't do so hot. So, the one that had a net left threw it over top of Bard. And everyone else kind of avoided him. So it seems that net thrower did not fear your bucket, your faux bucket, as some of them would think. But the rest of them seemed to avoid you and went after Gambit, and did really poorly. So Gambit, while you had many things threatening you, spears and nets, well, no, spears, nothing seemed to find a soft spot in your defense. It's top of the order.
Okay. If I were to, because I'm holding my bow with my left hand, and I can draw either my dagger or my sword with my right hand. Can I do that easily without having to drop the bow?
You can draw your dagger and slash with it. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to do that, please.
Okay.
And if well, really don't want to be under this net. I'll have Moonclaw try and help me pull on the net so I have a nice easy cut with it.
Okay, he's going to assist you. He flies down, swoops down, picks up some piece of the net to give you kind of like a taunt surface to slash out.
Okay, do I have to roll or do I just cut it with my dagger?
You need to roll damage.
But not roll to hit.
Yeah, I'll skip the to hit part. You're in the net. I'm fine with that.
So of course I roll a d20, even though you told me not to.
No d20. Well, you rolled it now. What did you get?
Let's see. That would be a 4 damage.
That's with your dex?
Yeah.
Oh, you've cut through most of the net pieces, but you can't seem to be free. Quite yet.
Well, I guess that's my turn because I don't have multiple attacks yet.
All right. Kine.
Well, I see that Silverthorn is not quite out of the net, and I don't want them to make a concerted effort to drag her off. Is it possible to drop the crossbow and pull the axe and slash at the net to try and free her?
Sure.
All right, let's do that.
All right. You drop the crossbow into the muck. It goes when it lands.
Yeah, this is gonna be messy. I have to touch that later. Oh, okay.
It was a gift, but you can always leave it to the goblins.
No. Just a regular attack roll.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 15 on the die, so 20 total.
That will hit. I'm making you roll to attack because you have a danger of hitting Silverthorn if you really mess up bad.
I do not want to do that. I did not hear the end of that. So 6 more points of damage.
Okay, you easily cut through the a Silverthorn-sized hole out of the net, and you're able to flick it off of her.
Thanks,
Get
Kenny.
out of there, girl.
Thanks, Kenny.
Can't have you being dragged off by goblins. That's not a fitting way to go for anyone. Now let's have at 'em.
The one goblin who is going to be pulling on the net drops it and takes out their scimitar, and the other two are next to it and behind it with spears.
Now we're down to the good parts.
Though you are threatened with spears and sword, you easily dodge it or block it.
And how wide is this corridor that we're in?
It's kind of widened up. And it kind of lets two of you kind of stand side by side.
Okay, cool.
It's not full 10-foot square space, but it's like bordering on 8.5.
All right.
Two of you can stand side by side in the tunnel.
All right.
All right.
Ready for the onslaught.
A Gambit and Bard and Gambit.
I'll go ahead and get out of the net. Try to get out of the net.
Okay. You can slash it, or you can do a strength, strength check.
Athletics or strength?
It's just strength, but I'll let you use athletics.
Does a 15?
Oh yeah, 15 will do it.
All right, and
you would have technically made it with that roll with your ability check and your bardic inspiration. I mean, your bardic jack of all trades being added to it. So either way would have worked.
all right. Then I'm going to use my bonus action for bardic inspiration for Gambit,
Okay,
and that'll be my turn.
Gambit, you're feeling inspired.
You're not going to sing like they do on Critical Role for the inspiration?
I'm not that kind of bard.
He tells stories. He wants to tell epic stories about Gambit.
Yes. Yes, he will tell the tales of the Last of the Fates Guard. Now he will, feeling inspired, he'll roll again to lay down one of these goblins in the backpack here. With a now I add D6 to that or a D4? I don't think it's gonna matter. It's a 17. It's 17 anyway, so it's probably a hit.
Oh, a hit, yeah. You can save it
Plus-
for later.
Four.
Yeah, you'll be
17
fine.
plus 4.
You
Okay.
don't need to add anything to that.
All right. And 6 damage this time.
All right, you slammed the one that did just throw the net over onto Bard, and you slam it into the wall, but it does not fall.
All right.
Though it is terribly wounded.
Hold my ground and try to hold off these brigands.
All right, the one that you slammed into the wall, Gambit, draws a sword and swings at you. That's a 22. So, doing 9 damage.
Oh, nice. That
And
hurt.
and the other two stab their spears at you. That's a 17 hit.
No. 18 right now.
18. All right. So they menace you with spears, but do not strike at you. Top of the order.
Okay, they're in melee range now, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I will attempt to stab. Okay, I will transfer the hunter's mark to the one nearest me and attempt to stab it with the dagger.
All right.
There's a 12 hit.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Oh,
It slams into their armor, but
I forgot to say something.
what was that?
Ask Moonclaw to assist me.
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
With advantage, I have a 23 to hit.
Okay, good. That will definitely hit.
Okay, dagger plus hunter's mark would be 9 points of damage.
Okay. You plunge your dagger into its chest, and it falls over dead.
I let go of the dagger.
All right. And the other two with spears aren't looking so confident anymore. There's several in the back still. And Kine, you're up.
All right, so there's still ranks of goblins. What you're
Yes.
saying? Okay.
Well, there's not a whole bunch in front of you. There are a decent amount in the back still, but
So there's the two with spears in front of us, and then what's left in the back.
the 3 in the back, yeah.
Okay. Well then, let's deal with the one with the spear in front of me then.
All right.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 hits.
10 points of damage. As I take him from the collarbone down into the midsection with the swing of the axe.
Whoo. All right. And he is...
Is there only the one left?
There's only the one left in the front.
No, I won't use it yet. I got it. This is only the beginning. There's way more goblins to go.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Okay. Hold on just a moment.
All the goblins are dead is where we left off.
Oh, all right. All the goblins are dead. All right. So the goblin in the front swings one at you with its spear. Kine, it misses terribly. Slams its spear into the wall and then jumps back and runs down the corridor.
As it should be.
Screeching goblin slurs at you.
Well, I guess they know we're here.
Which,
Does that involve
Silverthorn... no, goblins have disengage.
Funny little creatures.
Yeah.
And they remember to use disengage even when they're panicking.
They're nimble escape people. They can hide and disengage as bonus actions, which is really handy.
Like being a natural road.
Yes. Okay. Bard, you are up, and then Gambit.
How many goblins are left around Gambit?
Just the 3 in the back with Gambit.
Do any of them have the fairy fire on them?
2 of them do, actually.
All right, I'll start to move towards him, and one of the ones with fairy fire, I'll cast vicious mockery on.
Okay. That just requires me to do a save. It has failed its save.
All right. Takes 2 points of damage and has disadvantage.
Mm. So it growls and shakes its head as if it's just been slapped.
All right, that'll end my turn.
Okay. Gambit, you're up.
Gambit's going to grin and laugh a little bit, and he's going to call upon his god once more, and he's going to call forth a blessing for the party. And they notice around them a little bit of gold dust in the air as they all have bless. They're going to have add D4 to an attack roll or saving throw for the next minute.
All right, keep that in mind. And the last 3 goblins in the back, go. The one slashes at you with a scimitar, Gambit, missing. The other 2 strike at you. And the one that you mocked, Bard, misses terribly. But the last one with a spear strikes you true, Gambit. And deals 12 points of damage.
Oh.
That puts me to 0.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I was at 12.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
wow.
He strikes you with a spear and you topple over. You topple against the wall. And
When I
the goblins cheer and squeal loudly with delight.
when I see him fall, I tell Kenny and Silver to handle the goblins. I've got Gambit.
I'll be right there.
All right, it is top of the order. The goblin in front of you has fled down the hall, and you can hear his screeching. And Silverthorn, you hear that he is calling for more goblins. That there are nasty humans and elves in the halls.
I assume I heard Gambit fall. Right, well, Bart said he's going to
You just heard Bard say that, so you're figuring that something's going on.
Okay, I'll spin around, and since I did not drop my bow, I should not be able to fire it, and
Yeah, there's 2
And
with
they're
there's 2 with fairy fire on them, and there is
which
one with a scimitar.
the one with the scimitar is the one closest to Gambit?
They're all kind of hanging around him.
All right, well, I'll go for the one with the scimitar.
Okay.
I'll send Moonclaw to do a flyby on him, and I will attempt to shoot him with my bow.
Okay.
That would be a 21.
That hits.
And I forgot to transfer Hunter's Mark. Oh, well. Get him next time. Ooh, that would be an 11 damage.
Okay, he is stone dead. You blast him through the arm and the chest, pinning his sword arm to him, and he falls over dead.
Before I forget, I'll transfer Hunter's Mark to one of the remaining... No, I won't. I won't transfer it at this point, because they made run.
Okay.
So my turn's over.
All right. Kane.
I will, spin around and move to position where I can attack the goblins that are threatening Gambit. So that
You can move right to where Gambit is. He's kind of laying against the wall right now.
okay, I will move right there so that to be able to protect not only him but also Bard, who's going to be tending to him, and I will strike at the closest goblin.
Okay.
There's an 18 on the 18 to the attack.
Oh, yeah.
And 8 points of damage.
All right. You have killed it.
And there's one left.
Yes.
Action surge, and let's finish this so that we can take care of our comrade. And this is, with one of his men being down, there's this kind of this gleam in his eye that things just aren't quite right upstairs. And he's going to lay into 16 for the attack.
That'll hit.
And 8 points of damage.
That will kill him. So you came in and boom, boom. Both of them down. Spears plopping into the muck.
Need more of them. I know they're here. You cannot hide now.
Do I need to stabilize him with a healing kit, or can I just heal him and it brings him?
You can just heal him.
All right, I'm gonna expel a second level spell slot, hit him with Cure Wounds.
Okay.
713 plus my modifier. What does it say? Plus your spellcast modifier. Sorry, one sec. Oh, okay. 3, and then I'm third level, so 6. 6, 12, 19. I heal him for 19.
Okay.
He awakens and, what is this? More blessings from above.
All right. You hear a goblin chittering and squealing, but it's really muffled. Again, sound doesn't really carry well in these mud tunnels.
That does. Don't know how far away they are, is what you're saying.
It's difficult to tell distance, and it's also difficult to tell what they say. You just know that you do hear goblins down the way.
All right, I won't look for my arrows, but I will pull my dagger out of that guy's chest and
All right.
flick a little bit of the blood off and put it in the sheath.
Okay.
I will pick up the crossbow.
All right.
It's gunkified and can
I'll cast
take a-
Prestidigitation on it and clean it up for
Oh, thank you so very much.
It's running off towards the direction of the ones who took him down at this point. Whoever took the spear who hunted him down, whichever hallway they came down, he's running in that direction. You're going to have to chase him if you want.
Okay,
Talk to him.
Gambit has set off for the races down the curved hall.
What?
In the opposite direction behind us, or from the direction that the one ran?
I don't know, but I'm 50 feet away right now.
Because the one that killed you is dead. Okay.
And we killed everybody.
Well, whichever way he went,
Okay, the round that it happened before you fell down, the one that was fighting Kine ran away. The ones that fought you, Kine killed them all. Well,
it's
Silver-
no, just say it just like that. That's fine. Just keep it like that.
Kine killed 2 of them.
You and your accuracy.
So, are you traveling back towards the way where the other
Whichever
branch?
way I perceive the way the one who took me down would have came from.
Oh,
Whoever took me down, wherever he came from, I'm trying to go towards where there might be more of them.
okay. Well, that's back towards the fork, which is away from the goblin chittering that you heard.
Wherever I think there's more of them is wherever I ran to.
Okay. Well, I mean, there could. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm having a hard time with the layout of it.
Okay. All right. So I will re-describe it. You went down,
Okay.
and you traveled for a bit, and then you could make a right or left. You made a right. Silverthorn saw human tracks going to the right. you could make, you assume from the left is where those 4 goblins that fought you and one of them knocked you down came from. So you're a little bit down on that right-hand path.
That sounds right. I would have ran back. Yeah, okay.
So you would have ran back to that other fork.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gambit basically roars and goes booking down back the way you guys came.
What the? Gambit!
Where are you going?
He's kind of far away. You could catch up to him probably if you ran.
I try and catch up to him.
Not much choice. Not much choice. We got to do it. Yeah.
Okay. After you shout after him and run after him, the goblin screechy voices recede from behind you.
Moridanes, weird.
Gambit, with the 50 feet, you can turn the corner. And start heading down that path. It goes down probably 40, 50 feet, and then it looks like it opens up into a room.
Do I hear them calling after me behind me?
You do hear some shouts from your companions.
Okay, well, I'll turn around then.
Okay. I get probably everybody catches up to you.
Huh.
Since you turned around and everyone's like, oh, we're going to run after him.
Well, if I get disapproving calls from the whole party, so I turn back around.
Okay.
I'd like to use my 50-foot of hemp rope as a leash and tie him off at the waist.
This is child safety. No, you're going to probably have to make some kind of attack roll, I think, to forcibly leash somebody. Usually people don't like that.
I'll be mindful. I just came back here with me.
Are you all right now, Gambit? You got your nerves settled?
All right, you point the way, Silverthorn. I'll follow you, and I'll deal with the baddies. I'll try not to go down again.
All right, but to start heading back down the path we just came from, towards the chittering noises.
Okay.
Can we use a mirror around the corner, or is there enough light?
It's dark. You guys can see all right in it, but I don't know. It's a good question. Can you see with dark vision what's reflected in a mirror? I guess. Because it's not like infrared. It's like regular. Like I can just see because I have magic vision. It does curve a bit. It's not like a corner, so it's not like you can do a mirror around a corner. It's just you look and there's just more of a curve you can see. But it does straighten out about 60, 70 feet down that hallway, and you definitely hear goblin voices more clearly as it straightens out because the sound just comes right down the tunnel at you. Silverthorn, you hear people saying in Goblin, scary man, what do we do? There's nasty humans and elves invading. We should kill them all. We should kill them all, is what many of them say. And there's a chorus of happy goblins screeching that you guys hear, but Silverthorn, you can make out that we should kill them all. And you hear a deep voice go, Squib, Dar, bring those people to me. Bring them to me now. I want to see them. Who dares come to my place? And you hear Squib and Dar squeak and go, what about all the rest of us? We should all go. I was like, yeah, lead a whole bunch of them. And don't talk back to me or I'll put you in the bucket. And you hear a bunch of squealing that they do not want to go in the bucket, and they'll do exactly what he says. And
oh, what the hell? I will yell back, we've come for the bucket. Bring us the bucket.
Just look at her. because I don't know what she's saying.
Yeah,
but
you hear her yell goblin down the hallway.
It can't be good. When she starts taunting people, I know how that goes.
Yeah, I suggest we form up a shield wall around Kenny in front of her.
Yeah, now it seemed to be the time. Form up.
Oh,
I tell the group that it sounds like there's a group coming for us, and I back up behind Kenny.
Well, then let's go meet him.
And I'll send, what's his flight speed? Hold on a second. I'll send Moonclaw about, I guess, we'll just say about 10 feet behind me, watching behind us.
I'll try to get Shield of Faith off in the time before we meet these ones that are coming our way.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have time to move the bucket about 10 feet in front of us and then come back and still form up?
I guess you could.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. And you hear all over the goblin screeching and discussions on, is it good that they come for the bucket? Is it bad?
Oh, as I see Bard moving forward, can I do something really quick?
Sure, go ahead.
I will cast Prestidigitation on the bucket to make it glow for 1 hour.
All right. Okay. Oh, the things PCs do. All right. Okay. So you hear down the way, I want you to bring them all to me, or I'm going to eat you. Some of you, half of you, I'll eat you, and I'll throw the rest in the bucket, and the bucket will eat you. And then I'll snack on these humans here. But first, I'll eat all of you. And he sounds like he doesn't really have a good diplomacy skills or intimidation skills. But the goblins get wound up again, and you can just imagine some kind of hideous big thing making threatening gestures. And you hear a whole bunch of and see a whole bunch of goblin shadows moving your way down the hallway. And it gets real quiet all of a sudden in the front of the goblin line. And you can see them all come up to within a few feet. Like they're running towards you all in a group, like a herd of these goblins. And they all bunch up and stop and hit each other as they're seeing this glowing object in the center of the room.
As they pile up, I cast Fairy Fire on them.
Okay, as they pile up, you're just going to cast Fairy Fire on them?
Yeah,
okay. All right. You can get a lot of them because they're all kind of like scrunching together right now. Okay, I'm going to say 10 of them have Fairy Fire all over. And you can more readily see that there is about 16 to 20 goblins in this in the area. But the first 10 of them all have Fairy Fire all over them. And some of them have been crouching down and like going to poke the bucket with and you hear them talking amongst themselves. Is like, I thought they said they were coming to take the bucket. Why did they already have one?
I'm in the back, but if I get a clear shot at one, I'd like to shoot.
Oh yeah, you can get a clear shot at one.
One of the ones that's glowing with the fairy fire?
Sure.
Okay. That would be a 25.
That hits.
And I forgot to transfer the hunter's mark again.
I don't think it's going to be a problem with the way you're rolling, but go ahead and transfer it. You've been waiting.
Oh, okay. Thanks. That would be 12.
A 12 doesn't hit.
No, 12 points of damage.
Oh, okay. I was like...
Yeah, it's a 25 to hit.
Oh, that's right. You already hit to hit. Oh, yeah. He's stone dead. He was poking his spear gingerly at the bucket, questioning if they already have one. Why did they ask? They say they're going to come take one. And,
don't take our bucket. Bring your bucket.
And you shoot him right through the chest. He just drops his spear and falls down as if he's going to take a nap forever. Everyone else can do a spell, do an attack, do a whatever preparation you'd like.
crossbow. Might as well take the opportunity.
Yeah. The glowing bucket has halted them.
Get a bucket of goblins.
Does a 13 hit?
Yes, it will. The one without, the one that's got a spear, not a shield, it'll hit it.
And you don't add strength to the crossbow.
Nope.
Crossbow
It's
right?
dex. It's
All right.
dex.
Oh, well, that would be worse. So 5 points.
Okay. You strike one with a crossbow in its shoulder, and it's favoring that side and clutching at it, and it screeches out in Goblin. Ah, I'm hurt.
I guess I'll do Secret Flame on one
Okay.
ranged thing I have.
It fails its dex check, so you have.
Oh, okay. It's a 3 damage.
Did you want to hit the one that Kine did?
Sure. We'll tack it right on with that one.
Okay. That one, and it's lit on fire, and falls over, crispied
Nice.
and burnt. So we did fairy fire, arrow, crossbow bolt, sacred flame. All right, roll initiative. So there's 8 with fairy fire still on them, and it's Bard and Silverthorn up.
All right. I'll step up to. They're all mushed up at the front, correct?
Well, yeah, there's a good amount up in the front. They're kind of spreading out now. Like, basically, they kind of crowded around this area, and then they some of them decided to move back when they all saw this flame stuff and fairy fire and voodoo magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna step up to the front one and do a thunder wave. So anyone 15 feet in front of me.
Okay, you're gonna be able to hit like 6 of them.
All
easily.
right. Well, they
Wait, it's 15 feet.
it's a 15-foot cube in front of me.
Yeah, let's say 6. Let's say 6 of them. Trying to like make this hallway map in my mind now. Let's just say the remaining 8 that have fairy fire on them, you can hit them with Thunderwave.
All right. They have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Guess what they're not making?
Yeah, half damage and they aren't pushed.
Okay, so 4 of them are going to go flying back, and probably flying back dead if you do enough damage.
That is 12 points of damage.
Okay, actually, so this giant you make this giant thunderclap in front of you. 4 of them fly back, ragdoll style, just flat out smashed by this wave of thunder. And some of them get slammed into the walls, and some of them just sprawl into the group behind them. And the other 4 are just knocked around and feel and look like they're like moments away from death with how beaten they've been from this sound. Many of them clutching their heads, clutching their chests.
All right, I'll use my bonus action to give Silverthorn Bardic Inspiration,
All right.
and that'll end my turn.
Just let you know, you guys still have Bless, because it's, you basically ran one way, ran the other, shouted some things, and then got into a fight. So you got a few more rounds of Bless still.
That's a skill and attack, right?
Yeah, I think it's D4. Is it skill checks and attacks, or is it saves and attacks?
It was. You can add a D4 to attack and saving throw,
Okay.
or sorry, or whatever. Sorry, and or.
And Bardic Inspiration does what?
+6 to attack, saving throw, or skill check.
Yeah, it's a D6, right?
Yes, at this level. It'll get higher soon.
Yep. And you get to choose when to use it. You don't have to use it right away. All
Like
so
you can make the roll and then add it. You can add it after the roll, I believe.
yeah. Silverthorn, you're up.
Well, I see. How many are alive down there?
It looks like 4 of them are terribly wounded. There's a whole bunch of goblin bodies, and there is probably another 10 in the corridor beyond that. You're getting close to the total number of goblins you think are in here.
Okay, I think I'll. Anyone's alive? They're still glowing.
There's 4 that are terribly wounded that are still glowing.
Because I want to keep Moonclaw behind me, watching for more goblins. I'll shoot for those ones because I still have advantage of them. So one of the
Yes.
ones that still has fairy fire on them.
Okay.
That would be a 24.
All right, you've hit him. He is dead.
Okay. And
He was stumbling with his hands on his ear, and you just got him right in the dome, and he falls over.
man, I guess I'll just stay here.
All right. It's like fish in a barrel. Goblins in
Well,
a
I will
tunnel.
say, damn, that's loud. They probably heard us all the way to the far end of the cave.
You know that Moonclaw did not like that sound at all. But thankfully he's magical.
I don't know him well enough to be able to soothe him at this point.
It's from all that pin-up time in the library being quiet.
He's got to let it out in really loud bursts. He's saving it up. Like Dragon Ball Z style.
Okay. I'm gonna look to Badger and just tell him to be brave and to hold his ground, and I'll fire off another sacred flame and pick off one of the heavily wounded.
Okay. He practically jumped into it he stumbled into it rather than stumbled away from it, and he is burnt by the sacred fire and falls over dead.
I won't move. That'll be my action or my turn.
There are several goblins that move up past the ones that are wounded to attack the people in front with spears, which I believe is Bard, right? You up in front?
Feeling kind of lonely now.
And you've also knocked over your bucket with that thunderous wave.
Oh, I thought I moved past it. Poor bucket. It's still intact though. Can it be salvaged?
I think you can salvage the bucket. It's just muck. It's mucky bucket now.
Well, I plan on carrying the head out in the bucket, so.
Okay. So you get stabbed at with a spear. Kene, where are you at? You're in the front?
Well, I was, and I don't know how people. I don't know how people move.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved up.
Bard moved up. So he's kind of, he's like front line.
Oh, then I would have been. I guess then he would have. If he was moved up right past me, then I'd be right. You know, they're right. You know, diagonally behind him. I guess was still within 5 feet. I suppose.
Okay.
Which wherever he moved to. So I haven't gone anywhere because I haven't acted yet.
Gotcha. All right, Bard, you take 10 damage from a spear strike.
Did they? Was Bard? Well, key question: was Bard within 5 feet of me?
Yeah, you're kind of diagonal front. So
Because then they would have attacked him at disadvantage.
okay. All right, they actually did miss. So does that use your reaction to do that?
No, it's part of the fighting
It's just
style.
awesome all over the time. Okay.
So I will double check that though.
All right, so you're kind of in that space, and you help.
Yeah. Actually, no, it does use the reaction.
Okay.
It does use it.
Well, you just saved him from 10 damage, so I think it's a good use of a reaction.
I think so too. I had nothing else to do with it, so life is good.
Okay, and then several
Thank you.
It's what we do.
arrows shoot through the tunnel, but they're just not finding you. It's almost like they just shot down the tunnel thinking they'd hit things. Which maybe they did between all the glowing flying goblin bodies and the glowing bucket. They might not be too eager to actually get out and then see you. So whoever hasn't finished off the round can go.
I think that would be me. So whoever was just stabbing at, I don't know, someone, no one stabbed at me, but someone, I will move up next to Bard. So that way it's more of a proper protection, and I'll swing at whoever was trying to stab him.
Mm-hmm.
23 total to attack,
That'll
and
hit.
9 points of damage.
All right. You have killed that goblin and sundered his spear.
And how many more are behind him?
Well,
Several.
there's now about 9 behind them.
Okay,
From what
well,
you see.
hey, as long as they keep coming down the funnel.
They're still 2 heavily wounded, but they've barely recovered, and they're taking out swords.
Like attacking goblins in a tunnel.
Goblins in a tunnel, shooting fish in a barrel, thunder waving. Goblins in a tunnel.
Next time, just give a brother a warning about that shite. That's loud.
Sorry, I got a little excited.
What'd you say?
All right, top of the initiative.
But it bloody well worked, though.
I'll look at one of the ones that's terribly wounded and just give him a hush noise, tell him to go into the darkness and use vicious mockery.
He agrees that that's what should happen, and he cringes and falls over.
It's a very cinematic
I
movie.
think I'm going to save my bardic inspiration, so that'll be the end of my turn.
Bard, Angel of Death.
Cleric of Death.
Okay, I guess it's up to me. Any of the glowing ones still alive?
There is one.
Okay, I'll transfer my hunter's mark to him and shoot.
I don't think you need to do that at all.
I'm going to get in the habit of doing it because I forgot a couple of
Okay,
times.
that's fine.
It's just going to add to the mush on the floor.
That's 22 to hit,
That hits. That hits.
and I do a minimum of 5 damage then.
Well, he's
so.
dead. He was dead before. If you just roll the hunter mark, he's dead.
Okay, I guess I'll glance over my shoulder, make sure the owl's okay, and that'll be the end of my turn.
You shot him through the shoulder, and he pinwheeled around and fell into the muck.
I'm losing all these arrows.
Getting all goblinified. Who wants that?
Yeah, once something touches the floor in here, you really don't want it back.
Okay, while you were fighting that goblin, the tunnel kind of went quiet, and then you see a whole bunch of arrows fly from the dark as goblins are popping up or popping around the corner and firing. Right, Kine, you take 6 damage from an arrow.
Well, ow.
Silverthorn, you take 3 damage from an arrow. Bard, you take 7 damage from an arrow.
Thankfully, with that temporary hit point, I'm not even bleeding yet.
Oh, I forgot about the extra 5 hit points we got.
Yeah, you got 5 extra hit points.
We did?
Yeah, remember, Gambit blessed you all. Well,
That's
aided,
right.
increased you all with Garl Glittergold's magic dust.
We like magic dust. All right.
And I'm not sure who's. Is it on Bard's turn or?
It should be the last 2 in the initiative. So
Oh, my bad.
Mine then. So
because
Yeah,
Bard
I'll
Bard
wait
mocked somebody to death and Silverthorn killed somebody. So
I'll wade in with to the front to join the rest of the goblins and take a strike. 19 to hit.
That will hit.
What's that? Not the dice. 6 damage.
All right. That one falls down, but does not seem quite out of the fight. And as it growls and bears its spear at you. Well, your general direction.
I wave my spear in your general direction.
Take that. He doesn't seem super confident in his ability to live, but he's angry at you.
So, I will leave that one for Bard to mock to death. And, did Gambit have to move beyond me in order to attack?
I'm not sure. I might have. I would have if I had to.
Well, right, but I'm just asking Nathan.
He could have struck. He could have struck and then moved back.
Okay, because I would have. Because if whichever I want to, I'll put myself somewhere all in the same line, so that he's not out by himself. And I'll strike at the nearest goblin offender.
Okay.
18 to attack, 11 damage.
All right. That one is dead.
And once I take the territory, I'll just stay there. Just keep moving the line a little forward.
Okay. So basically, strike a goblin down, take a spot, strike a goblin down.
Yeah, because I'm staying in the middle of the corridor. That way, if there can be someone on each side of me, I can give my, the ability for them to be less easily attacked to both people.
Okay, it's the top of the round, right? Everybody's gone?
Cheers.
Okay. Bard and Silverthorn?
All right. I'll leapfrog Gambit, step up next to Kene, and look at the one that's wounded on the ground and motion to his friends and say, with vicious mockery, tell him his friends are waiting on him and he should go. And hit him with vicious mockery.
Oh, man, you're killing it.
He takes 4 points of damage.
He looks at his friends, snarls, and dies. It's terrible.
That'll be my turn.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to move forward to keep up with these guys. So I'll move Moonclop with me. And I just realized I've been forgetting to add 2 damage to everything because they're humanoids.
Oop.
It's almost a month since we played this last time.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
As long as you remember before we meet up with the scary man, it's all good.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to go. Do I have a shot on one of the healthy ones that isn't glowing?
Yeah, none of them are glowing anymore. All those are dead.
Okay, and how far away is the nearest one of those from Moonclaw?
About 20 feet.
Oh, it's not as far as I thought. Okay, Moonclaw will go in and fly by him. As he goes by, I will attempt to shoot him with my bow. Oh, and after transferring my hunter's mark to him.
Gotcha.
So that'd be a 24.
That hits.
Hit. 14 damage.
All right. He is trying to fend off Moonclaw as their arrow catches him in the chest and he falls over. Rasps. Well, more like a splat into the mud. The others, the 7 or so that are left, you hear it get quieter, and they screech at each other and yell and argue, and you can hear Silverthorn. You understand that they are yelling about not messing around with you anymore and leaving. And we got to tell Scary Man, these are too tough. They're too hard. They're like a whole bunch of nasty badgers.
You better not. You better stay here. Scary Man said to stay here and get us. You don't want to go in the buckets, do you?
And then one of them says, but Scary Man, he's scary.
That's why you want to do what Scary Man said. Look, you've wounded some of us. You almost got us.
They 4 or 5 of them ditch and run away back towards the the room that you can tell there is definitely a room down the way because it's kind of like a
I don't even get the chance to persuade them to
black.
stay.
Oh, well, if you would like to persuade them,
Yes, I'd rather fight them here than with Scary Man.
it's a good point.
Oh, charisma's -1, so it's probably not. Hey, 7.
Diplomat of Doom.
Somehow I should have told him what to say.
Yeah, you need the bardic touch there. You can use your bardic inspiration on that if you'd like.
I don't think a 13 is going to help much.
Well, that's if you rolled max.
Nah, I'm going to save the inspiration for the Scary Man.
You're gonna see your inspiration. Oh, what about the bardic inspiration for Scary Man? All right, 5 of them run away. Be like, we must tell Scary Man these are too tough of things. They're like angry bears. And 2 of them don't realize everybody else left, and they're still kind of like fighting, like trying to fight you off. So they attack. Does an 18 hit you, Kane?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, I was gonna thought you were gonna say no. I'm like, no.
I could.
You take 8 damage.
Well, that's just rude.
If you match it, don't you make it in your AC 18, Kenny?
You
It
hit.
is.
The attacker hits if you match.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's got to get that or greater.
Just like saving throws, if you match, you pass. So it's like basically if you hit the number that is required. I told you the damage, right?
8 points.
Yes. As a spear flashes at you.
Ah!
And Bard, you get attacked. But it does not hit you. And then they realize everybody else left, and they quickly and jump back and run down the hall. So they're 30 feet away.
Just
And-
gonna stop me and leave.
Send Badger in pursuit.
Okay. What were you going to say, Bard?
I'll hit one with Vicious Mockery.
Okay. Hit him on the way out.
Yeah, while you're running.
Oh, yep, he failed.
He only takes 1 point of psychic damage, but he has
Okay.
disadvantage on his next attack.
All right.
I
Silverthorn.
suggest I just follow him, guys. No sense in putting it off.
Oh, it's back to me again?
Yes, it is you. It's back to you.
Are there any goblins within sight?
Yes, there are 2 goblins down the hallway. They are 30 feet away.
Okay, send
Well,
Moonclaw
35 away from you.
send Moonclaw to swing in again and shoot at one in the back.
Okay,
After putting Hunter's Mark on him.
sure.
17.
That
Hit.
hits. Mhm.
With all the dice he had, you think his minimum would
That'd
be
be
up.
13 damage.
Yeah, his minimum is like terrible. Terribly nasty at these things. Yeah, he gets an arrow in the back and falls over dead. Splayed out in the mud. Um,
I'll move up as far as I can and still be behind Kane.
okay. Kane and Gambit?
Okay. Are there any within range that Badger can make an attack at?
Yeah, there's one 30 feet from you.
Okay, so he's gonna take a bite. That's a miss.
Rawr.
To bite him.
Biting
And
at his
I'll,
ankles.
Do the same, or if I can reach. I'll be 5 feet shy, won't I?
I think you will.
Oh, I forgot. I had to make a saving throw when I took damage roll. I took 3 points. What do I have to roll?
A saving throw for what?
For maintain concentration.
Oh, it's either 10 or half the damage dealt.
I'll take half the damage dealt.
Oh, it's either 10 or they're like, that's the minimum.
Oh.
So I am 5 feet short there. I can't quite reach them.
Well, I've got a spell slots. I'll just fail that then.
Okay.
Maybe
So
I'll
Gambit,
pop
you're 5 feet short.
I'll reach my hand out and cast a little bit of a sacred flame at them.
Okay. I think you're shorter than that. All right.
Point blank.
He dodges that sacred flame. Like
Okay.
he's always been able to dodge it.
All right.
He leaps over top of where it's going to explode, and he leaps right over it with no problem. All right, the goblins have decided to hold up in this.
I get to go after.
Oh,
Gambit.
that's right. Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
He stabbed me.
He
So
did.
I'm going to use my movement, and I'm just going to stride up the corridor, my 25 feet, and as I get to the end, I transfer my battle axe to hold on to it with my shield arm, draw my hand axe, and as I'm 5 feet away from him, I just hurl it into his face.
Okay.
How about thee? 16 hit.
Yes.
What's the damage on the hand there? The D6. D6. 5 points of damage.
Okay. He is severely wounded and crashes into the tunnel wall as he tries to move further down the way. All right. It is top of the round. The goblins, it sounds like they have all moved into the large room with Scary Man. And they are all, you can hear them, but they seem like they're pleading with Scary Man. Silverthorn, you hear clearly that they are shouting and yelling and pleading for their life, that the terrible angry bear things of humans and elves are just down the hall, and they need his help.
It's not my turn, but can I shout something?
What you know as Scary Man's voice is, that's it. You don't listen, one of you goes in the bucket. And you hear some goblins screeching, and then the rest of them are chittering, and you hear one of them shrieking, and then you don't hear it shrieking anymore.
But I can't shout anything at this
Go
point.
right ahead, yeah.
in as melodious a voice as I can, I attempt to sing out, come out, wherever you are.
In Goblin?
Yes.
Really creepy. Definitely really creepy.
I'm not as good at psychological warfare as the guy with the bucket, but
Bard's like chemical warfare level psychological warfare.
I've never been to Geneva. It's not my fault.
So,
Actually, speaking of my turn, I'm going to move up to Kenny, and I'll go ahead and hit the last one on the ground with Vicious Mockery to put him out of his misery.
Okay.
And form up on Kenny.
Okay. He does not pass his saving throw.
3 points of psychic damage.
Okay. What did you say to this poor goblin?
That's kind of humped at him. I'm moving up to Kenny here and moving on to the next group. I'm already over him.
He lets out a groan and goes, ugh, and dies. And just slumps and falls against the tunnel wall, which some of it collapses and falls.
in the Kakawi tribe where I'm from, are there any bards, or is this totally new to me? Where you just talk to somebody and they die?
You don't... You haven't seen a lot of combat, and you've heard of people that can sing people to their grave, but you thought it was more metaphor than reality. but you're seeing it in reality right now.
It's starting to freak me out a little bit.
Gain a whole new respect for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's like 5 for 5 at least, and that's without thunder waves and all kinds of nastiness.
I guess I can't see any living goblins at this point from where I am.
No, but you hear plenty of them arguing and shouting and pleading for Scary Man to help them.
For prepared action can't include movement, can it?
You can say when I see X or when X happens, I want to move here and do whatever. Sure.
Because I want to follow Kine about 5 feet behind him as he moves forward.
That's totally fine.
And just have Moon Shadow be about 10 feet behind me, or Moon Claw be 10 feet behind me.
Okay. All right, then. So you'll all advance?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so as Bard and Kene move your fortified position forward, you follow. Gambit, I'm assuming you follow as well?
And,
Yes.
and just to make it more noisy, as I move forward, I clang my axe against my shield,
Okay.
you know, and do the New Zealand kind of kata grunting and just as we move forward, just to make it more distracting for the goblin.
Is Kine fairly wounded right now?
That would be a yes.
Yeah, I think he's pretty beat up.
He's going to receive the blessings of Garl as well and get a cure wounds
All right.
as we move up.
Okay, well, you move up, so you can do that.
I will do that. D8 plus 2. 6 points. Healing.
Whoever this girl is, I like him. Thank you.
I don't know what it was with 6s tonight, but it's my number. 6.
All right. So as you come into this area, you see that you pretty much are at the end of the tunnel's way, throughway, and it's now opening up into a room, and it's kind of a curved dome room, about 15 feet tall and about 30 feet wide. Before you see about 7 or 8 goblins. You think there's 7. There's 7. As you take a quick snapshot of the room with your eyes, you see 7 goblins, and back on a throne, made out of what looks to be wagon pieces and with wheels on the sides, and like skins and all kinds of things thrown over it. Sitting on the throne is a very large, possibly giant-kin creature. He has very large tusks in his mouth, and he is hairless and has many terrible wounds all over his body, as if he must have fought things like bears and goblins and all kinds of creatures, and has fought many fights. And he has wounds and sword marks on his chest and arms and legs. And he's sitting there pretty much with just a fur wrapping around his middle. And to the right of him is 2 people, 2 women. They seem to have chains wrapped around them, and they're chained to one of the spindles of the wagon wheel, spokes of the wagon wheel, and they are cowering as close to the wagon wheel without touching Scary Man as possible. To the left of him, about 10 feet away, you see a very large black cauldron, and it is suspended from a cooking tripod with these big logs, and the cauldron is probably about 3 feet across, and 4 feet deep, and has these big, like, iron claws that are kind of roped to the different points on this tripod to be suspended in the air about a foot. And around it, you can see that there are a lot of cracked goblin bones and other humanoid skeletons.
Is it currently occupied?
You cannot see into it. It is a bit too far away, but you do not see anything sticking out of it.
What is he holding the furs on, or does he have any like metal bands on him? Basically, is he wearing any metal, the big guy?
No, he has a giant. Well, he has a club, a really big club next to him, but he's pretty much got furs wrapped around his crotch area, and that's about it.
Is he a humanoid race that I'm familiar with or not?
He looks to be a small giant kin.
So that'd be a no.
That'd be not a humanoid. If this is an ogre, this is a very tough looking ogre. And while he does sound stupid, he looks right directly at you with the eyes of a hunter and killer, which you recognize, Silverthorn.
Are we still in the same initiative order? Or does he want to parlay?
Good question. Hold on just a moment.
Is there a way I could persuade him to kill the goblins and then himself?
I think that's a little beyond your Angel of Death, Bard of Death scope there. Now, gonna give you two things here. What if you talk to him? If he talks to you, you can heal. People who can heal people, and he probably won't care because he doesn't know what you're doing. You get that kind of. But I mean, if he attacks you, then he's just going to be attacking you. All right. So that's the scene you see. What would you like to do? And he does look like he's about to say something.
How injured is... Kenny's the only one who's currently seriously injured, correct?
I'm not bad right now.
Okay.
After what I got back from Ben, I'm only down. I'm barely down any. So really a flesh wound.
Well, in that case, Silverthorn's eyes are getting big, and she's getting a feral grin on her face.
Oh, wow. He's behind me and can't cringe. But are we? But I asked, are we stopping here or are we advancing?
Whatever it takes to fill that pickle jar.
As we're standing around, I'm cleaning any muck off of the group presentation.
Okay, well, so you're like, I don't know what I want to do, but right now let's just be clean. All right, so Scary Man.
Yeah, I'd say we're just continuing to move into the room, but we're not just straight out attacking anything. We're just moving closer.
Are you still pounding your shield with your axe?
Yeah, I haven't had no reason to stop.
Okay. He said, so you see...
if he starts saying something, I'll stop so we can hear what he's saying.
He picks up his club, he stands up, he goes, "What are you in Scaromon's domain? You've killed my little minions here. You don't look like angry bears. You look like small, tasty snacks for Bucket." And as he talks, his lips really droop. His lip, which has several bone piercings through it, and his tusks jut out. And when he stands up, he stands at 9.5 feet tall, about maybe 10 feet tall. It's hard to tell when you're looking up at that angle. And the two women by him flinch and kind of try and huddle behind the area.
Okay, as Kenny's advanced into the room, I want to stop advancing and move up to my back to the wall.
Okay, so as they advance, you're kind of like going to step back to the wall.
Yeah, because
Alright.
I'm about to start something.
Okay. You're interrupting my meal. I was just about to have a bit of a snack and then dinner. As he waves towards the two women.
Is this all being said in common?
Uh, Bad common, but it's rough. There's a few R's and thes where there shouldn't be, and they're missing sometimes.
As soon as he gestures to the women, if nobody else does anything, I'm going to do something.
I just want to tell him that we're here to take up for those travelers on the merchant road.
I thought we were here for Wilson.
Well, which battle cry works better, Wilson or Travelers on the Merchant Circle Road?
Yeah, I perked my head up and look over at him.
We're here to end you. For Wilson.
I would like to attack.
Okay, Scaramon thinks you are pathetic things. And he picks up his club. So, Silverthorn, you can just bam.
Okay. That would be a 20.
That will hit.
Oh, and transfer the hunter's mark over.
Sure.
As I see the arrow fly by, can I, after he gets done with his, can I cast Vicious Mockery?
Sure can.
There would be 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'll just keep with my back to the wall because I'm worried about the goblins swarming me.
All right. That you see the arrow sink into his pectoral muscle, his chest, but it does not sink very far. We'll just like go initiative round. Sound good?
Same initiatives or
No, I would just say let's have all of you go, and then my side will react. Just keep it cleaner that way.
how close are we to them?
The room is only about 30 feet across, so you were about 15 feet away from Scaromon, and you are. There's basically 7 goblins arrayed in a half circle around you all. About it's in a 5-foot step, and then you could attack them.
Okay.
I was assuming that. Sorry, go ahead.
Go, or we can go ahead.
I was assuming when he Silver shot off the arrow, it was like a surprise round.
It's kind of not. I mean, he said he was waiting and ready. I mean, I know all of you were, but basically he stood up, said something, and he's interested in attacking as well. So I figured we would just do where you guys all get to attack, and then I'll do my round, and then we'll like go back and forth for ease of. So technically, if you kill them on your turn, they don't even get a round, basically.
Oh, the only reason I asked is because what I was going to do was talking as well, but it would have been an attack.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you mean.
Well, hey, if you can talk him into dying right off the bat, I'm all for it.
I
Well,
was
basically,
going to this part with his tomb to give him disadvantage and a little bit of damage.
okay. Well, basically, all of you can go first. We'll do it that way.
I got a natural 1 on initiative. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, no, don't worry about initiative. You'll just be last out of the group of them.
So, Gambit, do you want to? Are you moving forward to attack?
Oh, I will be, yeah.
We might as well. Just we can step forward together, so that you still get the advantage of protection from me.
Yeah, I'm going to conjure a spiritual weapon and deal into these guys.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, and I misspoke earlier. I cast Hunter's Mark, didn't transfer it.
Gotcha.
I guess I'm going to move up with Kenne and Gambit as they move up, since we're moving as a group
All right.
and doing returns as a group.
My attack will be against the Scaramon.
Okay.
23 total to attack.
That will hit.
11 damage. And I am going to. Is there a goblin next to him?
Yeah, within 5 feet, there's a goblin.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I am going to use one of my superiority die and use a sweeping attack.
Okay.
Which is when I hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, I can expend a superiority die to attempt to damage another creature with the same attack. Choose another creature within 5 feet. And if the original attack roll would hit the second creature, it takes damage equal to the number you roll on your superiority die.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, and he takes the first one takes Scaramon takes 11 points of damage, hopefully, and the second one takes 7. The goblin takes 7.
Okay. You strike at Scaramon.
Yes, I slash at him with the axe, and then I just keep going into the next goblin and hopefully take him down.
You strike at Scaramon and you slay the goblin next to him.
Yes.
At the end of your sweep.
Gambit's going to. Can I go? Are we?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. He's going to call upon his god once more, and he's going to conjure forth a spiritual weapon, and he's going to have it in the form of a heavy pick again.
Okay.
That being the favored weapon of his people. It's a +2 magical weapon, does D8 damage, and can move up to 20 feet and attack on subsequent turns for a minute.
Okay.
So, all right. I'm going to attack with that first.
All right.
I think that's a miss, though. It's only a 7 to hit.
Yeah, it's going to be a miss.
Okay, and I'll attack with my weapon. Oh, that's going to be a miss as well. That's another 7.
All right. Double 7s.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not in Vegas.
All right, Bard. You were saying something?
I said he went from 6s to 7s.
Yeah.
Not getting much better,
From where our little shield wall is, how many goblins are 15 feet in front of me?
The one next to Scaramon is dead. So if you look to your left, there is 3 that you could hit. And if you look to your right, there is 3 that you can hit. Or you can hit Scaramon and 2 of the goblins.
How about this? How many can I fit in a 20-foot cube? Like, to get the most in
You could get 3 of the goblins and Scaramon.
All right, I'll cast Fairy Fire on them.
Okay.
They need to pass with the dex.
Okay. One of the goblins is not glowing, and Scaramon and the other 2 are.
All right, and for my bonus action, I'll use my last Bardic Inspiration on Kenai. I think he's the only one I haven't.
Okay.
So everybody should have one. I don't think anybody's used it yet.
Yeah, you should be good. All right, great. So, Kenai and Bard, are you in front?
I believe all 3 of us, Ben, Kenai, and
Okay, Ben, Kenai, and Bard are in front. Okay. Scaramon walks forward, and the other goblins are trying to strike at you with throwing spears and shooting bows. Scaramon walks up to you, Kenai, and attempts to grab you. 18 does hit, right? Oh, actually, it's a 20.
I said the 18 would definitely hit, but the 20, Not so much.
All right. He is attempting to grab you and throw you.
Well, that's icky.
So
Sounds like Orange area.
if you
These
could
are
roll, I think if you roll a strength check and I roll a strength check, that I think that would be a good indication of whether or not I could huck you somewhere.
Okay.
Because I've definitely hit you.
Right.
I've got you. So now I'm just trying to throw you, but you could try and make me so I don't.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't say this, but if you could just throw me gently into some muck so I don't take as much damage, that'd be okay with me.
You could try and find out what's in the bucket.
I'd rather not.
All right, 22 strength check.
Oh, well, hell. You can chuck me wherever you're going to. I only got a 14.
All right. So this like 10-foot tall monstrosity of a humanoid picks you up and hurls you, like kind of twists its body and hucks you towards the iron cauldron. You strike against the side of the iron cauldron,
Ow.
and you hear like a slurping sound,
Oh, no.
and while you struck metal, you seem to be stuck to it a bit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is there a fire under the cauldron, or is it sort of hanging in air in the air?
It's just hanging there above nothing. Like it's on supported, tied, like the claws that come up from the cauldron are tied to the different supports in the tripod of wooden beams, but there's no fire underneath of it.
Wonderful.
So, Kane, as you sail through the air and slam against the metal cauldron with a clang, you do not bounce off the cauldron. You just kind of are stuck.
In homage, don't toss the door. I'm stuck.
uh, Silverthorn, does a 14 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So, Gambit, you take 5 damage as a arrow goes at you, and Silverthorn, you take 4 damage as the arrow goes by you. Bard, 2 spears fly by you, but you duck out of the way of them.
I am pretty awesome.
And Kene, that slurping strange sound, this kind of invisible liquidy snake comes out of the cauldron and slams at you.
Oh, well, that's delightful.
For 7 bludgeoning damage.
I squirm and try and figure out what just hit me.
And as you're trying to like look around to see what hits you, you see on the side of the cauldron on the side of the claws start to wriggle and elongate into teeth. And
oh no.
You hear the wet kind of like peeling apart sound of like if you were opening up a fruit or something like that as an eyeball appears next to your shoulder.
Oh, it's not something you ever want to have happen. No.
And you hear a gurgling sound as another translucent snake comes out of the pot.
Oh, shite. All right. Oh.
Everybody can go. The goblins were pretty ineffectual. They did a little damage, but they are either reloading or taking out their swords.
I'd like to wait and see whether Kenny can break free of that thing before I decide what to do.
Okay. That is their turn, so everybody can.
While I'm waiting, Do I know what the thing is that's got Kenne
Would
from my
you like to
It's the
roll
bucket.
Arcana?
I now understand why they don't want to face the bucket. And understanding sometimes comes much too late.
I got a 19.
A 19. You believe it to be a shape changer that hides itself among mundane objects and then attacks unwary people. So it is some kind of shape changing amoeba like thing that eats people. Also known as the bucket.
So is there a way that I could? So how am I stuck to it? Is there a way that I can try and free myself?
You can roll an escape
Okay.
either with strength or dex.
All right.
Oh, but is that disadvantage?
Of course it is.
Yikes.
But you have
Right.
Bardic Inspiration.
But you
And
have
Bless.
and you can also use your own inspiration, just to let you know, to re-roll stuff.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So okay. So right now, I have that though the thing that can add what a D4 or D6 to a.
And roll.
You have Bardic Inspiration, which will add a d6.
Okay.
So why don't you roll your 2d20 and see what you got, and then you can decide on using Inspiration on one of them, and you can decide on if you're going to use Bardic Inspiration on them.
Well,
Question, Nate.
Yes.
He has Bless from Gambit and Bardic Inspiration from me. Can he use both of those if need be?
He could if they were an attack or a saving throw, right? This is an ability
Yeah.
check. I don't know if it's going to work for an ability
Well,
check.
okay. I don't know if Bless would. I know Bardic Inspiration would.
I'm
well,
pretty
I
sure
am-
Bless is saving throws and attacks.
I am going to use inspiration to reroll one of the D20. So I
Okay.
got a 17 and an 8, so I'd like to reroll the 8.
All right.
And I got another 8.
All right.
So I will
Uh,
spend another inspiration. I can't spend any more inspiration, correct?
Did you roll an 8, or is that your total?
I rolled an 8,
Okay, well, you're going to either add your strength or your dex to that.
that's a +3, so that's 11.
Okay, and did you want to use your Bardic Inspiration on that?
I think that would be a good time. And I think it would be cinematically correct for me to survive. So, yes. D6, add 5. So we're up to 16.
You will pass with a +5, yes.
Okay.
All right, as
I will try to slice myself away from the thing and
yeah.
drop away.
So you drop away. It wasn't a long drop, but it was about half a foot drop because you were dangling in the air, and you slice and punch yourself away. And would you like to spin around to see what it is and attack, or what would you like to do? Oh, you know what? I don't think you can attack. I think you can just get away from it.
Yeah, I'd like to yell, let's regroup away from the cauldron. Or the bucket.
I don't know. Do I have any move? Do I have any movement? Or was the getting away from it the entire round?
Oh, that's your action, not your.
That could be your action. You can also move now.
I can move. Well, if I can move, then I'm going to go back to where I'm supposed to be, which is in the middle of the shield wall, and be away from that stupid cauldron.
All right, it's going to try and attack you as you go away.
Yeah, that's fine. I just can't afford to be there.
Okay, one of the translucent snake things slams down and tries to strike at you, but you dodge it as you run away from it.
Thank you, Moridanes. Stay away from that thing. First, now I've gone from being a target of the cauldron. Now I'm right back in front of this giant thing. So
Scaroma.
this is kind of the opposite of into the fire. Maybe it's that. I don't know.
Out of the cauldron into the.
Out of the bucket into
The
right
hard
at the
place.
giant. Scaraman bucket.
You're in between an ogre and a sticky bucket.
Yeah.
a tough place to be as a dwarf.
Well, since Kenny's free, I'd like to shoot an arrow at the scary man.
Okay.
And he is glowing, correct?
Oh, he's glowing.
Good. You don't have to
He's magically sparkling right now.
17 to hit.
You hit him.
Okay. That would be 9 points of damage.
All right. Again, you're just shooting arrows at him?
Yeah, but 4 of those points were necrotic.
Oh. All right.
At least I think that's what Hunter's Mark does. Let me double check.
I think it just does the damage of the attack.
Oh, wait, you're right. I'm thinking of my other character.
I was like, oh man, Hunter's Mark has been upgraded to super nasty.
Too many games.
So as you strike him with the arrow, it hits him, and there's a slash appears, but it skitters off the way, and he just moves and grunts. Ugh.
As long as he's taking damage.
You pretty sure he is?
I'm going to run in through his legs and try to climb up onto his back.
All right.
Spending my bardic inspiration to do so.
Okay, make a climb check then.
Oh no! I can't add strength to that.
Yeah, you can add strength to it.
Let's do that. That's going to be a little bump. Okay.
Can you beat a 17?
12. It's a 15.
Okay. You're beginning to climb up him, and he is like trying to wriggle you off.
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
So you're having difficulty holding on, and if he pays attention to you, he's going to be hurling you off of him. So.
Well, I'm gonna sink my pick in to give me some good hold there.
Okay.
Can I get that attack in?
Yep.
I still get to attack with my spiritual weapon too. So.
All right. So you're like half up him and swinging at him.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
Oh.
That's critical failure on that.
So I'm gonna say that you're halfway up him. You've like grabbed onto his loincloth with one hand, and you're trying to like get your pick at the right angle, and as you bring it around, he's like shifting around, and you like just, and then your pick goes off back towards his throne.
Oh, so I dropped that one. That's good because I have another one.
There you go.
It's
like
a little bit lighter.
Number 2.
That's probably one of the better critical failures because you're hanging onto his loincloth. You could have grabbed something else by mistake.
Oh, God. But the spiritual weapon was a 21 to hit.
Okay, that will hit. And you hitting him with it?
I'll hit him. The giant can. That's going to be I add my wisdom to that, right? Not my strength. So
I believe it's. I think it's just counted as a +2 weapon.
Okay.
It does say it's a +2, right?
No, I read it wrong. It was. I reread it there. It's supposed to be my spell casting modifier, not my. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
It can be 6. It is my 6 again.
Okay. It slams against him, and sparks shoot off of him, and he grunts. Ugh.
So I'll dangle there for now.
As I've noticed that Silver's arrows aren't doing as much damage as does it look like his magical weapon is doing more damage?
Yes, actually. It looks like the magic weapon is striking home hard.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery at him.
Okay.
And tell him this place is gonna be his tomb.
Was that wisdom? I forget which save it is. I guess it doesn't matter. Does a 14 pass?
No, not my bard.
I'm just like sorry. I'm drawing a total blank on what the save is actually. It's just mockery. Is it wisdom or charisma? I just don't remember.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, and 14 doesn't pass, you said?
No.
Okay. So that's going to affect him.
All right, he takes 3 points of psychic damage and has disadvantage on his next attack.
He growls and grunts. He says, this is gonna be your tomb. I'm gonna feed you to the bucket.
All right, and before I end my turn, I'm gonna yell to everybody to pick off the goblins before they needle us down to death with their little spears.
All right, everyone gone?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of goblins, 2 of them, actually 3 of them, of the, I believe, 5 that were left, 3 of them are leaving. They are trying to skirt along the edges and run down the hallway. And they'll do disengage actions if they have to come in contact with anybody. But they are running. Like,
I'll let him go.
yeah. Scary men will fall. We'll flee the bucket. It will not get us.
Is that mist still congealing out of the bucket or the bucket? Whatever.
the cauldron is beginning to kind of warp and turn into more like a creature than a iron cauldron. The clawed hands that were being tied to the tripod are now elongating into fangs, and more fangs are appearing along the sides. It looks as if it's turning into a mouth rather than a cauldron top, a cauldron lip. And these like clear these translucent snake-like tendrils are coming out of that mouth. What wasn't there before, but appears, are these like stubby legs that touch to the ground. So, Gambit. It might not even matter. Let me see. No, it doesn't. He tries to reach around and grab you. A 15 doesn't hit you, right?
No.
Okay, so he's padding around on his back to try and grab you. Come here, little morsel. And so he's kind of like spinning around trying to get you. But he is falling short of achieving that goal. The other 2 goblins that are left, one of them goes over to the 2 women and grabs their chains and tries to get them to come with him past you. And the other goblin looks like he is running off to behind the wagon wheel throne chair and is rifling through some things. The rats are abandoning the ship. And Kene, you moved back into the group, right?
Yeah, I got away from the
Okay.
morphing bucket thing.
All right. The bucket opens its now jaws, drops to the floor, and on 3 stubby legs starts moving towards Kene and Silverthorn.
Bard.
Yeah, I'm on the back wall.
Okay, Kene and Bard, sorry. I looked at Jeff and just said Silverthorn.
You looked at me and said, I want to hurt that person.
I always want to knock down Silverthorn, and I never get to. Let's see, I just want to see if it has... No, it does not have reach. Okay. So it moves towards you, and it has these 2 snake-like tendrils coming out of its mouth as it kind of tilts forward and has another leg pop out. So now it looks like a quadruped, black, elongated cauldron with a maw with these translucent snakes coming out of its mouth.
So it's in the process of transforming.
Yes.
It's Kine's action now, is it?
How far am I from the goblin trying to get the women out?
Like 10 feet.
Oh, well then. I must hurt him badly.
Okay.
So I'm going to step up to him. I'm not going to allow him to take the women out. That's not going to happen. 20 total to attack, 11 points of damage.
All right. You have cut his arm off that was holding the chains. And he falls over, screeching, and dies, holding his stump.
And I will. I'm not going to grab the chain because that would hinder me at this point. But okay, so I've used 10 feet of movement. I'm going to move toward the goblin that's rummaging behind the chair if I can get there. Is it possible to get there without getting attacked?
Yeah, you can move there.
Yeah. What's he doing? I don't want him to pull out some magical thingy and
magic wand of dwarf slaying.
I mean, if I'm gonna die, I want it to be to something like the bucket, not to a goblin giving something out of the throne.
Okay.
So, I was told Bard said to take out the goblin, so now he's gonna try anything. I'm here for the next time.
Okay. So the goblin is rummaging through what looks to be a treasure pile chest, like a sack full of stuff. And it looks like he grabbed a few things, and then he looks like he's trying to get underneath the throne area.
So just try and leave the threat area. That's all I ask.
Well, he can disengage if he liked.
Oh, crap.
So he looks like he grabbed a choice few pieces of things and is trying to escape down some kind of tunnel. Next up.
Is it? I'm not sure if it's Silverthorn or Gambit.
Silverthorn.
Do I see the goblin by the throne?
He's behind the throne.
Okay, well, I don't seem to be doing too much to the big scary man, so I will send Moonclaw buzzing past the cauldron and shoot it with an arrow.
Okay.
Does a 25 hit?
It hits.
Ooh, 11 damage.
It sinks into its mouth, and you hear a bubbling hiss. And some of its snake-like things twitch and wriggle.
And I can't see the layout of the room, but if it looks like it might... I back as far down the tunnel as I can and still be able to see the bucket.
Okay. Looks like it's probably going to be hitting Bard in the next few seconds.
I just want to keep a line of sight without letting it get close to me.
Gotcha.
I've already been restrained once tonight. That will be my turn.
All right.
Dangling there, Gambit's not quite sure he's ready to move up to the neck yet. He's going to make another strike into his back there. 15 to hit.
You're trying to hit Scaramon?
Garamon, I'm just going to strike again at his back.
15 won't hit.
It won't hit. And is there any goblins left within 20 feet of me?
Not that you can see now.
1 sec. Did he attack him with advantage because he has fire 5?
Oh, yeah, you do get advantage.
Try it one more time then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that works. So that's going to be 22.
That's absolutely going to hit.
Aha. Oh, yeah.
Good catch, Bard.
That's 11 damage.
All right. When you strike him, it feels like it's kind of skittering off of him. But you do see like a slash.
Okay, so it didn't really bite home like it should have.
No, it doesn't.
Kind of sheared off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a nat 1 with the spiritual weapon this time.
So it just buys his head.
Friggin' rolls tonight. Okay, that'll be my. I'm gonna hang on and for dear life there.
Okay.
It seems to be the spot to be. I want to go for that neck shortly.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm gonna tell the two women to head to Silverthorn towards the
Okay.
tunnel.
All right.
I'm gonna see the cauldron running towards me, and I'm gonna move away from it.
Okay.
I guess towards Silverthorn
All right.
as well.
How far do you want to move?
Within 30 feet of Scaramon, and like whichever one's closer to me. Basically within 30 feet of the two of them. So I guess you said the whole room was 30, so 15 feet towards
Okay.
the opening of the tunnel.
So you're basically heading towards the opening.
Yeah, wouldn't that put me right about the opening?
Yeah. Is your goal to move away far enough that the creature cannot hit you?
As long as I can still see like the room, yes.
Okay.
I wouldn't run to the point where I could no longer see.
You could see into the room, and you could see most of the people in the room. But you're going to have to move further than just the entrance if you don't want the creature to hit you.
All right, I'll move that far then.
Okay. Just want to let you know
Can
that.
I still? All right, is Scarrowman or the cauldron within 30 feet?
30 feet of you, yes. Both of them are.
All right, I think that's all I need for vicious mockery is 30 feet.
Okay.
Oh no, it's 60. Doesn't matter. I'm good.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
fine.
I'm gonna move out of the way, and then I'll cast vicious mockery on the cauldron thing,
Okay.
and just tell it how ugly it is. It's just hideous. It looks like it should kill itself. It's in so much pain.
It affected it. So roll your damage.
Did you say it passed?
No, it did not pass.
Oh, okay. It takes 1 point of psychic damage.
Okay. You hear it gurgle and hiss.
Sort of like the pot calling the kettle black.
Before I end my turn, I don't know if I did, I'd like to mention that standard attacks don't seem to work on Scarrowman, and magical do. I'd like to point that out to the group.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if I had any magic, I'd be using it.
Yeah, then let me just swap out my magic weapon now and.
Hey, man, don't kill the messenger.
Fun fact.
Just so you know. All right. The goblin that was digging through the treasure and had found some choice pieces has popped open a hole underneath the throne and hopped down it, and seems to be scurrying away. He has disengaged Kine, so it's kind of. You might swing your axe, and you end up hitting the throne room, and you hit the throne instead of him, and he's down the rabbit hole. Scaramon. 24 to hit you. Gambit.
He still has disadvantage for my vicious mockery.
Fine. A 21.
Yes, it does.
He's determined.
I was really hoping it wasn't going to be like another 3 after a disadvantage roll. Okay, so he reaches around, grabs you, and could you roll opposing strength? 17.
So, athletics or just strength to it?
Just strength.
It's gonna be.
You beat a 17.
It's 17.
Okay, you did. He pulls you off, but you kind of arm wrestle literally his arm with your body, and you get out of his grasp. Yeah, so he's trying to huck you, and you're like on him. So
I'll take it.
So he's thinking, he's looking at his arm and picks up his club.
Maybe I'll slit his wrist while I'm there.
Maybe.
Since Gambit was holding on to his loincloth, please tell me he didn't pull it off.
Oh, God.
He was yanked free, but he didn't yank anything free.
There's some things you can't unsee.
Hey, you don't want this guy to get another attack, do you? All right. The shape-changing critter comes after you, Bard, but does not reach you. Well, actually, it does. Sorry. It skitters along, starts galloping with its four legs, and reaches you, but doesn't attack. I forgot it can dash instead of like, oh. I play this game. I've played this game before, I swear.
I'm gonna have Badger come to my defense and fight the giant real quick,
Okay.
ineffectually.
Okay.
No purchase at all there.
All right. It's just Scaramon and the rest of you. So everybody can do their thing.
All right, let's see. The cauldron has gotten closer to me. It's because I went to Bard.
Yeah.
So I'll back further down the tunnel,
Okay.
swing Moonclaw around, and shoot at it again.
Okay.
Ooh, there's an 8 hit.
No.
That arrow went wild. I must have slipped in the gunk in the hallway.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Bardic Inspiration, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you
Oh.
could use your Bardic Inspiration. I'll give you help and say it's possible to roll and hit it. And you have Bless as well. So actually, if you use both of those, you'll have a good chance.
Okay, let's try the Bardic Inspiration first.
But yes, don't forget to roll your blessed boys. It's gonna be a little bump every
So
time.
let's see. That was a 7 I rolled originally, correct?
You said you had an 8 in total. So whatever that is.
So now it's 12.
That hits.
Cool. And that would be 6 points of damage.
All right. It gurgles and hisses again. But the arrows you sink into it just seem to disappear and are no longer seen.
As long as it seems to be taking damage, flinching or whatever.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Because I can't. I have a low charisma, but I can't hurt people with my voice. And I'm done.
Yeah,
Right.
that seems to be drawing attention to me, though. I'm pretty terrified it's in my face.
Didn't attack you yet, though.
And it looks so clean.
It's you can see through it. It's so clean. Parts of it, anyway.
The idea of translucent snakes coming at me isn't settling.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's pretty gross.
I am now saying, how far away am I from the bucket?
The bucket is about 25 feet. 20 feet.
Well, that's just very convenient because my bard friend says standard attacks don't seem to be working on Scaramon. So I'm going to have a little revenge on the bucket. So I'm going to move to the bucket and I'm going to attack it.
Okay, if you move by Scaramon, he will be able to attack you.
I didn't know the legit how it was set up, so I didn't.
That's
know
what
if
I wanted
could
to
get by.
say. You're,
Yeah, I don't know.
he's
Didn't know if I could
basically
get by him or not.
he's in front of the throne, like kind of in the middle of the room.
Right.
You're next to the back side of the throne. So to get to the
So in order to get to the
shape
bucket, I
changer,
gotta take out. So I gotta deal with Scaramon.
you either have to go past Scaramon or
I'm not going to give him a free shot. I already felt what that was like.
well, again, yeah, just
Although he does have one hand that's occupied by Gambit.
yeah, it's currently being clung to by a gnome.
Quick
Yeah.
question.
So he might not be able to really attack. Well, he could attack me with the gnome, I suppose. That would be awkward.
If I saw Kene running towards me, could I cast Vicious Mockery since it's just verbal, as I seem to try to give Scaramon disadvantage?
Well, since I'm just letting you all take your turn, you could say that you do that, and Kane just waits for his turn to go afterwards. Do you want to do that to see if it's going to better it?
I don't know if that's metagaming or not, but
No,
It's
that's
like,
fine. I mean, you've been hitting him with Vicious Mockery pretty much every turn, so it's not like you're doing something else.
So
That's
let's put it this way. I wait for you to insult him again, and when you do, I take that opportunity to try and get past him to get to the bucket.
yeah. I don't think it is. I mean, the people see how it either kills people or angers them
I'll
and
climb
frustrates
up
them.
onto his neck at
Yeah.
this.
All right, then I'll go ahead and point out the fact that he's 9 foot tall and can't throw a 2 foot tall gnome. That's pretty weak.
That is pretty weak. That's a sick burn. Oh, and he felt it. He failed.
He still takes 1 point of damage. I can't.
Another point of psychic.
But he has disadvantage.
But he has disadvantage.
At disadvantage right now.
All right, so Kane, you're gonna run by him.
Yeah, I'm going to get by him to get to the bucket because I see that now that the bucket is near not only Bard but now Silverthorn and the two women. I got to do it.
Yeah.
As he's running by is when I will climb up onto his neck. When I notice the commotion.
Okay. Well, he rolled a 17 and a 2, so guess who doesn't get hit? Kane, you get by him.
Yay.
You duck underneath his swing.
Perfect. So I will get to the bucket and I will take my swing.
All right.
Do I get advantage since Bard is also right on the other side of this thing?
No, unless Bard was using his action to help, but he vicious mockeried the other guy, so.
I went ahead and put Fairy Fire on him at the beginning. So, yeah.
Scaramon has Fairy Fire, right? Not the bucket.
Oh. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was Scaramon still. My bad.
Yeah, he's not attacking Scaramon.
No, I rushed away from Scaramon towards the bucket.
Yeah.
So if I die, let it be sung that I charged the bucket.
And then kick the bucket.
Kick it.
You know,
Kick it hard.
It's all part of the theme. All right. A total of 20 to attack and 10 points of damage.
That hits and that hurts it.
Whoa!
You cut a
I will not go quietly into the bucket.
you cut a slimy, like gelatinous sliver off, and it splats on your axe, and seems to just kind of be wriggling there, stuck.
Satisfying that is.
All right, Gambit. You said you were kind of monkeying around on this guy while he was trying to swing at Kine.
Yeah, I would just took that as a moment of opportunity. You know what I
Okay.
mean? As he's swinging around, that's when I would climb up.
All right.
And I'm gonna like, sorry, how am I gonna put this? I want to do Sacred Flame on him while I'm got hold of him there, I guess.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Sacred Flame of Garl will hurt me. So.
Gotcha. Well, I'll say because you're pretty much on him and like hindering his movement, that I'll give him disadvantage on that save.
Okay.
So he failed.
So taking 7 points damage.
Okay.
And then I'll spiritual weapon. That's
And that's leaving like a burn streak on him.
great. So that's effectual then. And a
Yes.
19 to hit with the spiritual pick.
Okay. That will hit.
And 10 damage.
All right, and that also sparks fly as it slams into him. And you can see that
And I'll scream, "For Wilson!"
the burn mark and the gash from the pick are one's bubbling and hissing, and the other one is bleeding heavily. And he lets out a guttural growl. "Ah, how dare you stupid little things!
The power of Garl.
I will crush you and eat you and drink your bone juice."
Well, you better get at it then. We've killed all the rest of your followers. You're next once I get done with this bucket.
You'll all go in the bucket.
I've been in the bucket. I got out.
So all you guys went. So the bucket turns to Kene.
Oh, great.
And while it slaps you with the translucent snakes, it does not get a hold of you.
Well, wonderful, because that means I'm now going to use the riposte maneuver. Because if someone misses me with a melee attack, I have an opportunity to then attack them. When it misses me with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and spend a superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against the creature. If you hit, add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. So I will do if it misses me, I will spin and attack it. And a 17 on the attack.
That will hit.
And a total of 11 points of 11 points plus superiority die of 6, so 17 points of damage.
Woo! All right, you've cut off the offending tendril that tried to snake at you and strike, and it wriggles and flops around on the ground, and the loud burbling hiss comes out of the bucket.
Just die. Bottom, tell it to die.
He has a lot of success with that. Scaramon, who doesn't have disadvantage anymore because he already attacked and used disadvantage on the reaction, or does he have disadvantage for the whole round? Is it the next attack or the whole round?
1 sec, let me look it up.
Sorry, it's just getting late and my remembering brain parts are like, man, rule schmools.
The rules are more of a guideline.
All right,
Exactly.
I'm gonna say it's 1 attack. Is that true?
Wait, in that case, quick, look it up.
Is that correct, Bard?
Yeah, he has disadvantage on 1 attack roll.
Okay, well, he already made that one. Okay. So, 20 hits you, Mr. Gambit. So,
It does, yeah.
he has decided to just basically hit you with the club that is in his hand while you were fiddling around with him. So, he's like,
Oh god, this is gonna hurt.
wow, it's going to hurt. Max damage.
Give it to me, Nate.
All right, that is 14 damage.
That puts me right to 0 again.
Really?
I go flying off. That was my hit points 14.
So-
So
He bats you. You've arm wrestled him handily and epically for quite a few rounds, but he has disarmed you.
down to 0 for the second time. That's good.
Hey, thankfully he's not 10 feet tall, because then you would take damage when you hit the ground.
Where does Gambit land?
Like 5 feet away from Scaramon. I think it's
It's okay. I can get him back up when it gets to my turn.
I got it. Well, no, I guess, damn it.
I'll
we
smash
rolled
in
it.
all your heads with this club.
I can do it without moving.
So he moves up to Kine now. And swings again.
That's no fair.
That's rude.
Does a 17 hit you?
No.
God, I was really
And that
hoping I'd
means
miss.
another riposte. So
Oh, do you have 3?
I have
dice?
4. I have 4 superiority dice.
Ooh, okay.
I have used 2.
That's right. Okay, just checking.
Nope. Always good to keep everybody honest. So I will feel the brush of the club and spin and try to strike him. That is a 18 hit him.
An 18 absolutely hits him.
All right. So he takes 4 plus 4, 8 points of damage. Hopefully.
4 plus 4?
No, yeah, 8, because I have to add the superiority.
Okay,
die.
total of 8.
Total of 8.
Okay, as you repose him, you strike into him, but it just does not feel like it strikes in.
Yeah. I know that
cleanly.
Bart said that it was in effect. I was hoping he'd take something.
He does, but it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like you bit him with your axe properly for the strike. But he is showing wariness from all these hits.
We'll sting him to death.
Okay, so that was your repose. So I think everything is gone now on my side, so you guys can go.
Okay, I'd like to send Moonclaw to go over to land on Gambit and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh,
Nice.
good familiar move.
Unfortunately, I only do 6 points of healing.
That's better than rolling death saves.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't have to do anything because the pot is currently not moving. So I'll just stay where I am.
It's occupado.
He flutters back to life again. Ah, seems to be eternal blessings for me.
Darl Glitcher Gold is not done with you yet.
That's why owls are better than badgers.
Don't be hard on Badger. His story has yet to unfold.
Right, Kane and Bard.
I'm between a bucket and a giant, so let's see. Can't hurt the giant. I know I can hurt the bucket, so let's take down the bucket and then worry about this big guy. Does a 17 hit him?
Yes, it does.
10 points
To the bucket?
to the bucket.
Oh my gosh, you've cracked the bucket. As you strike into him, there's a mighty squeal that happens, and splop as the bucket cracks in half, and a whole bunch of gooey tendrils kind of flop out. And
I will not feed the bucket.
steamy hissing stuff seems to acrid smell seems to burn the ground.
All right, and I'll turn around once it's down. Ooh, no, I don't want to move out of his threat range. That can be painful. I'll save that, but I'll just turn around and say, "It's down to you, big fella. Time to die."
It's always down to me doing everything.
Then get busy.
Buckets useless, goblins useless.
I asked him which part of the cavern he'd like to be laid at rest in, as this will be his tomb.
Is that a vicious mockery?
Yes, it is.
Of course it is. I love this.
He gets a 12, which does not pass.
He takes 4 points this time.
Cutting deep there.
It was vicious. Viciously mocked.
That's great.
I'm very charismatic.
Excuse me.
I've heard of razor sharp wit before, but this is the first time I've seen it in action.
So as you say that, his eyes kind of cross, and he reaches at his heart, and he falls to his knees, and he slumps over, and he just falls over and lets out a gasp,
Well, damn.
and
if
you can see his chest rise and fall, but it's kind of haphazard and stuttery.
Shall I take the head now?
Bard, I think you might end up telling your own tales.
So falls Scary Man, also known
said
as
his chest is-
Scaramon.
You said his chest is still rising and falling?
Hmm.
I think it's the Gabbert's turn then.
Should have bought that cleaver.
Yeah, I know.
I'm regretting it.
Right.
I think
can
someone
talk-
should spend their inspiration.
I can
Oh
talk,
yeah, I'll spend an inspiration to have that cleaver back.
All
I
right,
will.
take out your special cleaver that you bought just for such occasions.
Take my giant two-handed cleaver, cleanly lop the head, and we'll place it in the pickle jar.
Well, we have the bucket to carry it to the pickle jar.
Or the bucket, whatever, to carry it to the mill where the pickle jar is located.
yeah.
Okay,
Have the bucket.
And so has executed Scaramon.
Now I'm gonna walk back over behind that throne and see just what all have you got stored back there, and I'm gonna just start pulling it out.
Okay, we're gonna have to wrap it up, but I would say that it is a whole sack full of goodies
Yay!
that we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
talk about and distribute over the next week, since we will be playing next week.
Yes. Yeah, boys, they've got a whole bunch back here.
And we can also find out who the two captures were.
Or we could just do that.
Captured.
We could just do that next week when we get back together.
Yes. Let's do the treasure and find out who the two captured women were. And
And since
If
there's
Next
only
time, save
if-
a little more day.
if Scaromun's head actually fits in the in the barrel.
and also
Yeah.
since there's only 4 goblins left, we could hunt them down.
Ho ho. I
Try
bet.
to bust
Going treasure.
Oh, they can't get too far.
So, if one of you stays in the main room, the other two can hunt. The other 2 or 3 can hunt down the rest of the goblins and dispatch them.
Let's do
You
that.
just want to say we did that and then start from dividing loot and stuff next week.
Yes, I say that you could easily find them and hunt them down.
Including the one that went out the back door.
Yeah, I'll show you the tunnel where you right down there. Shifty bugger.
All right, for Wilson.
For Wilson.
Wilson!
All right. Yes.
Nate, I have been asking about getting eventually like blunt arrows and stuff, but after tonight, I don't think I'm going to go that way.
Go which way?
Earlier, I'd asked if I could get like blunt arrows for non-lethal, but given how effective Vicious Mockery's been, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that off anymore.
Oh yeah, guys that can't do their wisdom save very well are really nice targets for Vicious Mockery.
All of that
That was it.
reminded
That's
me
classic
of,
bard right there all the way through. Got the
just,
minute every time.
just reminded me of the movie Tombstone, where what's his name? The I'll be a Huckleberry. Where he
Yeah,
just
Doc Holliday.
where Doc Holliday just shot Ringo. He's just like right next to him saying, "Come on, you're no Daisy at all." You know, die! Just right there mocking him, and then dies. That was brilliant.
Well, sorry we went a little late. It was a lot of fun. We'll talk about treasure. We'll talk about the captives, and we'll talk about what was found in the hidey hole next time. Until next time, let me know what you think in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay nerdy.